All right, advanced geometry. We are doing part 2 of 3 parts for 1.1 points, lines, and planes. The second part talks about segments and rays. Okay, so if we are looking at a segment and a ray, we know that a line extends indefinitely in both directions, and we talked about that in the previous video. So now let's talk about a line segment. So line segment AB or segment AB consists of two endpoints, A and B, and all points on line AB that are between A and B can also be named BA. Okay, so we would call this segment AB because there are two endpoints. Or you could say segment BA. And notice when they name them, they do not have the arrows at the end. Okay, all right, so now let's talk about a ray. We're talking about ray AB, and it is written as AB. Now, if you look at this first one, isn't the endpoint A? Isn't your endpoint A here? Now notice that B extends indefinitely, and so B is the one you have your arrow. And then just the opposite for the second one, where your endpoint is B, but it is extending through A, and so these are different rays because your endpoints are different. So now let's look at what that might look like. Okay, so let's give let's go back. We forgot to talk about opposite rays, okay? So go ahead and pause, make sure you get these definitions down. So if point C lies on line AB, so notice it's between A and B, then we could say CA and then CB are opposite rays, meaning they go in opposite directions, exactly opposite. But now when we go down here, look at these 2 points. This is not going in the opposite direction as your other line. These are opposite lines because they create a straight line. So not opposite rays, opposite rays. All right, let's go ahead. Now let's look at examples. Okay, so it says give another name for line segment GH. So another name for line segment GH would be line segment HG. Okay, notice I don't have the arrows at the end. All right, then it says name all the rays with endpoint J. And which of these rays are opposite rays? So we're looking for opposites. So if I'm naming an endpoint, I would say J, G, and notice arrow goes with the G. This is my endpoint. Endpoints have the end point. So I would also say J, F. I would also say J, H. I would also say J, E. I could not say J, E and have my endpoint as E because that's not my endpoint. Okay? So endpoints of J, meaning your endpoint has to be your vertex. Okay, so then it says which of these rays are opposites? So I know JH and JG make a straight line. So I know these two are opposite rays. I also know JF and JE are opposite rays because they're creating a straight line. All right, so try this one on your own. Go ahead and pause